Able to think about the lesson. Hi everyone, this is Miss Bowen from Pep Practice. We have practice. Pep April 10, 2021. Or you can pay at 51 Duke Street, downtown Kingston. Welcome back, Pep Stars. Now, today we're going to be looking at the second half of the 2021 PEP ability test. Yes, we are completing the revision of the PEP ability test, the paper that was done on the 26th of May, 2021. All right, let's get right to the action. So in the last session, we ended at number 20. We're going to continue at number 21 today through to 40. So this question is from the pattern type, and it's a quantitative reasoning question. And the instructions read, examine the pattern below. Use it to answer item 21. How many squares would be in term 4? So there are 5 squares in term 1, 6, 8 in term 2, 8 and 3, 12. Let me see what the pattern is. 6, 2 more, 8, 4 more, 12. So I wonder if it's 6 more 8. It's not there as the answer. Let me see, what could it be? I'm trying to identify the pattern in the question. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, it wasn't 6, it was 5. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5 and 8. 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11. 3, 3, 3, 9, and 1, 11. All right. So I'm going to go to my whiteboard so I could see what the pattern is. So the first term, term 1, was 5 squares. I'm getting better at this annotate tool. 5 squares. Term 2, term 2, 8. Oh. 8. Let me erase. And 3, term 3, or term 3, 11. See what is taking place here. So it was 5. I'm going to put SQ for squares. SQ. And we want to know how much squares or how much SQs we're going to have for term 4. I think I'm over too much there. Sorry, at the bottom. All right. So let's see. So I'm going to try the subtraction method first and see if that works. 8 subtract 5. I also need to go a little bit higher with this. Working out. So 8 subtract 5. What's happening with my notes? 8, 2. Let me see if I go up the top here. I'll have the same issue. All right, no issue thus far. And that's 3. And I think I see the pattern. And then 11 subtract 8. Also equals 3. Let me try the typing tool, seeing as though I'm having so much issues with this tool here. Minus 8 equal 3. All right. I hope you're also seeing the pattern. So we're having minus 3. Let me just clear this so we can have clean working out. So it's equal to 3. And now I'm going to look at another number. So I'm going to call that number x. I can use algebra to solve it to minus 11 equal 3. So what number minus 11 equals 3? Because, all right, sorry about that. I realized that it's going up by 3, subtracting 3, or going up, increasing by 3. So the answer is 14, because 14 minus 11 equals 3. So there are going to be 14 SQs or 14 squares in term 4. So I'm going to put here the confirmation that 14 minus 3 equals 11. Great. Let's go back to our questions. All right, so the next question says, Nancy's making some sandwiches. She has to choose 2 types of bread, white or brown. She also has the choice of 3 types of meat, chicken, beef, and fish. Sorry. Use the information to answer item 22. How many different types of sandwich can Nancy make if for each type of bread she uses only 1 type of meat for each sandwich? I'm going to go back to my whiteboard to demonstrate. So there's 2 types of bread and 3 types of meat. Let's go. I'm going to clear my whiteboard. All right. So I could have a white, I'm going to use W for white, a white bread, and then you can have a fish sandwich. That's 1 sandwich. Just going to put 1 there. I can also have a white bread and a chicken sandwich. That's 2 sandwiches. I can also have a white bread and a beef sandwich, and that's 3 sandwiches. I can have a brown bread and a fish sandwich. Also another sandwich. And I can have a brown bread and a chicken sandwich, another type. So I'm using letters instead of the actual words. And I can have a brown bread and a beef sandwich. Or 6 sandwiches, so let me double check. So I've used, sorry about that. I've used white bread with the 3 different types of meat, and I've also used the brown bread with the 3 different types of meat. So far I have 6 sandwiches, and I think it's safe to say that I can have 6 different types of sandwiches. I'm going to go back to the questions. So the answer is 6, which is D. Let's look at number 23. It says, examine the pair of numbers. The same relationship, pairs of numbers below. The same relationship exists between the numbers in each pair. Use this relationship to answer item 23. Based on the relationship you have identified, which number correctly replaces the question mark in the 4th pair? All right, let me see the relationship between the first pair of numbers. So it was 12 and 18. What's the relationship between 12 and 18? 12 and 18, that's 6. I'm using subtraction method also. So if I subtract 12 from 18, I get 6. See what is taking place here. If I subtract 10 from 15, I'll get 5. If I subtract 6 from 9, I'll get 3. I don't really quite see a pattern with that. 6, 5, 3. All right, so let's look back at a different type of relationship. All right. Both are factors, are multiples of 6, or 6 is a factor of both. Five is a factor of both 10 and 5. 3 is a factor of both 6 and 9. 2 is a factor of both 2 and 4. But I can't quite say that is the relationship that exists as yet. Let's look at another thing. So this one was also a tad bit, I wouldn't say tricky, but you had to think. It took a lot of reasoning. Almost had me puzzled for a little bit, but you know me, I'll figure it out. So I'm gonna go for my whiteboard to show you what is taking place here. So the first pair, I'm gonna clear my whiteboard here. So the first pair was 12 and 18. So that's the first pair. I'm gonna call it pair 1. Like in Montego Bay. So that's pair 1. And the second pair was 10 and 15, and that was pair 2. Pair 2, and the third pair was 6 and 9. I'll call that pair 3. And the fourth pair was 2 and another number, which I'm going to call X for now. Using my algebras again. That's a problem-solving strategy. It's also a fancy term, making a plan. So that's pair 4. I'm going to put it on at the bottom there. That's 4. All right. So the relationship that I can see here is that, and I say it took a little while for me to figure it out, but I did. So I'm looking for a number that will go into 12 2 times. And that's because the relationship I'm identifying is 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Let me explain. So the number 6 can go into 12 2 times. And the number 6 can go into 18 3 times. I hope you're following. The number 5 can go into 10 2 times. And the number, I'm going to put 6 here at the bottom just to see, so you can see what I'm putting into the number. And the number 5 will go into 15 3 times. Are you seeing the pattern, students? Yes. The number 3 will go into 6 2 times. It will go into 9 3 times. And the number 2 will go into, the number 1 will go into 2 times. And the number 1 will also go into this number 3 times. So what number will 1 go into 3 times? So I'm going to say x divided, I'm going to use the / for divided by 1 equals 3. So x is equal to 1. So the answer is 3. No, I didn't do this equation right. Let me go over. Yes, the answer is 3, but the equation was not done right. So if x is 3, I'm going to divide 1 into x. Yes, 3 times. How do because I know it's what it's supposed to be now. So 1 goes into x 3 times, so x equals 3. So 1 divided into 3 goes 3 times. So the answer x is 3. Let me just write it on the screen here. So the answer is 3. Let me put back the 1 here. All right, great. So let me go back to our paper. The 2021 PEPability test paper. I have to remind you that this is the 2021 PEPability test paper that was done on May 26th. Yes, you're wondering how Miss Doing got the paper so quick. I'm very resourceful. Wink, wink. So the answer is 3. I did not anticipate that one to be the answer, but I think we're concluding that it's 3. Well, I know we're concluding it's 3. We did the working out. Let's move on to 24. The clues in the rectangle below describe a 3-digit number. Sorry. Use them to answer item 24. So the first clue is that the digit in the 100 place is 4. I think I also need my whiteboard for this question. Let's go back to the whiteboard. Claire. All right. So it says the digit in the 100 place is 4. So I'm going to make sure that in the 100 place, and I'm going to draw my place value chart, and I'm going to label the 100 place and the ones place and the tens place. So I'm going to use the letters, the first letter. So this one is the 100, this one is a 10, and this is the 1. I think that's all I need. It says 3-digit number. All right. So the digit in the 100 place is 4. Let me put a 4 here. And the digit in the ones place is 3. Let me put a 3 here. The 3-digit number is divisible by 3. So I'm going to put here divisible by by 3. All right, that should suffice. Let me look back at the clues. The digit in the 100 place is 4, the digit in the 1 place is 3, and the 3-digit number is divisible by 3. Which of the following could be in the 10-digit? Could be the 10-digit of the number. So the options are 2, 3, 6, 9. Let me write them on my whiteboard here. 2, 6, or 2, 3, 6, 9. I don't think it matters what order I put them in. So I need a number that's divisible by 3. So I'm going to first try 4 before I put it here. I'm going to try it over this side. 4, 6, 3. And I'm going to do the division to see if it's divisible by 3. 3 into 4, 1. 3 ones, 3. I'll subtract. And I'll bring down my other numbers. 3 into 16 goes 5. 5, 3 is 15. Subtract, I'll get 1, and then I'll divide the ones I bring down this 3. So I'll bring down that 3. 3 into 13, 4. 4, 3 is 12. Is 463 divisible by 3? I don't think so. Because once I subtract, I'll have a 1, and that means I'll have a decimal. 3 into 1, I can't. I'll have to put a decimal sign here and borrow the 0. So that one is not the correct answer. That part of it. And now I'm going to try, so I'm going to X this one out. 4, 2, 3. Extend my line. 3 into 4, 1. 1, 3, 3. Subtract. Bring down. 3 into 12, 4. 4, 3 is 12. There is no, nothing left back, and I'll bring down my 3. It looks like it. It looks like it. 3 into 3. One time. 1, 3, 3. It does look like the answer. So I'm going to put it here. 423 is divisible by 3, but I need to be sure. I'm going to put a little tick here. And I'm going to try for 33. So I won't erase what I think to be the correct answer. Here to represent 0. I'm going to do it another place. Hope you're still following, students. 3 into 4. 4, 3, 3. 3 into 4, 1. 1, 1, 3, 3. Sorry. Subtract, bring down. 3. 3 into 13. 3 into 13, 4 times 4 threes, 12, subtract, bring down. I can already see that this is not the answer. But it will, because it will have, all right, let me bring it all the way down. Three into 13 does not devise, or it's not divisible completely. So this is not the answer. I'll get 4 here, and once I put 4, I'll get 12. I'll subtract and I'll get 1. And I have to put a decimal sign and borrow a 0 to continue. So it's safe to erase that one. I'll try it quickly with the 9. Three, 9, 3, 3 into 4, 1 again, 1, 3, 3, subtract, bring down the 9, 3 into 19, 6, 6 3 is 18, subtract, I'll leave a 1. And also when I bring down, sorry, I was bringing down, but I wasn't demonstrating. I'm gonna get 13 here, and I know that 13 is not completely divisible by 3, so this is also not the answer. Because I'll get a 12 here, when I subtract, I'll get a 1, and I'll still need a 0 and a decimal place. So it's safe to say the answer is 2, 4, 2, 3. The number in, let's go back to the paper. The number in the tens place is 2, so the answer is A. All right. Number 25, instructions read, the diagram below shows the model for a whole number. Each small cube in the model has a value of 1. Use the model and the information given to answer item 25. I already know, because I am aware of the base 10 blocks. I actually have base 10 blocks at home. I know that this one here represents 100 blocks. So let me explain to you why. Because here is 10, so I can find the area, because I know that the width is 10 and this is a cube, which is that's a 3D shape, but the 2D shape is a square. So I'll find the area by, or I could find the area of the square here on the surface, or I could find the volume entirely of the cube. But I'm going to work with the area of the square. So I'll count 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 times 10 is 100. So I know that this represents 100. So both of them will be 200, and this will be 1, 2, 3. So the answer is C, 203. Let's move on to the next question. The beads on the counting frame represents the number 3, 1, 2. Use the information to answer item 26. Which number is represented by the beads of counting frame below? So this is 3 in the 100 place. I know that this is 3 in the 100 place, 1 in the 10 place, 1 in the tens place, sorry, and 2 in the ones place. So I'm going to follow that same pattern and say that in the 100 place, or because there's 4 of them, I know that there's going to be 1,000 place. So there's no 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6,000, 0 for the 100, 1 for the tens, and 1, I think this is 9. Yes, because there's one more left to be 10, but let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. As I said, it was 9. So the answer is 6, 0, 1, 9, and that's B. Move on to the next question. I hope I'm able to answer this question, even though a part of it is cut off. Let's see. Which point is incorrectly labeled on the number line below? Yes, it should be able to be answered. 1.5. Let's see, because this was 1. So let's see a half. It's midway between 2 and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's odd. I didn't see midway between. Sorry, 9. So there is a higher piece here, our longer piece that represents the whole, and the shorts represent the fraction, the shorter pieces. So there's 1 short piece, 2 short piece, 3 short piece. And there's 1 short piece, 2 short piece, 3 short piece. So this is midway between. So 1.5 is okay. 1 and 1/8. Sorry, 1 and, yes, 1/8. So if this is a half, 1/8 would be another. This is 1 3/4. This is not 1/8. So I know this is the one that is represented incorrectly, because a half is bigger than 1/8, so it wouldn't be 1/8 after a half. So I can almost say that this is the incorrect one, incorrect labeled number. But let's look at 2.5 and 2.25. So I don't see 3, but I can look for what I'm seeing here with between 1 and 2. So it will be 3, 1, 2, 3, and then it'll be 1, 2, 3 afterwards. I know that this one is in the middle here. At 2.5, this is safe. And then I know that 1/4 would be halfway between 2.5 and 2. So halfway between, because there's 1 short piece here and 1 short piece here, I could say that 2.25 is halfway between. So I know that these ones are represented correctly. So the answer is 1 and 1/8. So that's B for 27. Let's move on to 28. Which number is the smallest? Sorry, and we have to reduce. It's safe to say this is 57. So the first one is 14 and 68. Let me go to my whiteboard. 14 and 68, clear. 14, 68. 5 and 11. 42 and 57. 88 and 39. All right, let me start with 14 and 68. So I can do these as decimal. If I divide, I can do them as decimal, or I can reduce. Let me see how best I can reduce. So I'm actually using decimals instead, and I went ahead of time and did the working up for the decimal. So 68 into 14 is 0.20. 11 into 5 is 0.45. 47 into 42 is 0.74. And 38 into 88 is 2.26. So I'm actually reorganizing them so I can have it in a descending order, or larger to smallest. I could have done it opposite with smaller to largest, but either way, I'm going to see the smallest one. So the largest is 2.26, then 0.74, then 0.45, then 0.20. So the smallest is 14 over 68 because it represents 0.20. Let's go back to the paper. So the answer is A. Move on to the next question. The jar below has 21 marbles in it. Use it to answer item 29. How many marbles will be in the jar when it is full? All right, let's see what is taking place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the last row is 8. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Both rows are 8. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so let me see how much rows this can have. 1, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4 rows. So I'm approximating how many rows I can get, and each row is 8, and I can assume that it might be 10 rows. But let's see, because it says about how many. So it already has 21, and it's not even half of the jar as yet. It really looks like a quarter of the jar. So 8 and 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I don't think it will have 40 either 50. I think it will also, as I said, have 10 rows, approximately 10 rows. So it's safe to say that there will be 80 marbles when the jar is full. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Approximately 80. Let's go with A. Let's move on to question 30. Each student in a class will be given a speech. Each student's speech should last between 7 and 10 minutes. Which of the following is the best estimate for the least number of student speeches that could be given in a 2-hour class. So we want to know the least number of speeches. So the speech can be anywhere between 7 and 10 minutes. Let me go to my whiteboard so I can demonstrate. So between 7 and 10 minutes, means, and there is 2 hours. So in order to find out the most persons that can give the speech, you have to use 7 minutes because that is the least amount of minutes that a student can use. But for the best estimate for the least amount of students or least number of student speeches, then we'll use the largest number. So for 1 hour, we know that's 60 minutes. And another hour, that's also 60 minutes. So 2 hours is 120 minutes. 120 minutes. So if I divide 120 by 10, I'll get 12. See if that's an answer. So let me put 11 as what I'm assuming to be the answer. Let's divide. So I'm trying 3 numbers. I'm going to try anywhere between 9 into 120. I'm going to try 8 into 120 also. I'm also going to try 7 into 120 and see which one will give me the least amount. 9 into 12, 199, 3. 9 into 30, bring down my 0. 9 into 30, 3. 3 9 is 27. I'm going to leave it as is. I won't go to decimal. Oh. All right. 8 into 12, 1, 8. Subtract, get 40. Well, 4, bring down 0, I'll get 40. 8 into 40, 5. So that's 15. And then I'll try 7. 7 into 12, 117. 7, take away from 12. 5. 7 to 50. 7. Looking if any of those are the answers. 13, 15, 17, neither. Let me read back over the question. Each student in a class will be given a speech. Each student's speech should last between 7 and 10 minutes. And I did 7 and 10, and I did 8 and 9. Which of the following is the best estimate for the least number of student speeches that could be given in 2 hours? The least. This definitely has to be more than 4 speeches. It's going to be more than 8 speeches also. Yes, it's definitely more than 8 speeches also. 11 speeches. species. Yes, I'm looking at 11 species. Because this is the least number that I'm seeing here. And I'm going to round off the 12 to be 11. So 11 species. That's the answer. Going back to the paper in a short while. So when I go back to the paper, number 11 is C, so C is the correct answer. Nancy, moving on to the next question. Nancy wants to determine the number of pencils in a bag. Mark gave her the clues listed below. Use them to answer item 31. The number is less than 60. Is not a multiple of 2 and does not include the digit 5. Based on the clues, how many pencils could be in the bag? Nancy wants to determine the number of pencils in a bag. Mark gave her some clues. And let's look at the clues. So it's less than 60. So let's look at the answers here that are less than 60. All of these are less than 60 except 76. It's not a multiple of 2. So 38 is a multiple of 2 and that won't work. And it says does not include 5 as a digit. So I will also eliminate 25. So the answer is 41. For 31, it's C, 41. Let's move on to the next question. A cat has 1 nose, 4 legs. 2 cats have 2 noses, 4 legs. How many cats are there if there are 16 legs and 4 noses? 4 cats. Because I'm dividing, if 1 cat has 1 nose, then 4 cats have 4 noses, and then I'll divide the 4 into 14 and I'll get 4 legs for each cat, so it's 4. Number 32 is 4. Let's move on to number 33. The table below shows the distance 4 students live from school. Use information to answer items 33 and 34. For 33, sorry, it says, which student lives the closest to school? And that would be Simone. Because this is the least decimal, or the lowest decimal. Number 34 says, which conclusion can be drawn from the information in the table? All students live less than 2 kilometers away from school. That is a conclusion that can be drawn because everyone is less than 2 kilometers. All students live less than 0.5 kilometers from school, and that is not true because Nick lives 1.1 kilometers. All students live more than 2 kilometers. None of the students live more than 2 kilometers. All students live between 1 kilometer and 2 kilometers. That's also not true because we have students living less than 1 kilometer. So it's safe to say that all students live less than 2 kilometers from school. So the answer is A for 34. Moving on to 35. Use the information below to answer items 35. Or item 35. Anna asked 23 children about the number of brothers they have. Some children have no brothers. No child has more than 3 brothers. More children have 1 brother than any other number of brother. Which tally chart represents the information Anna collected? So no child has more than 3 brothers. So 0, this one. Because this means 4 brothers and no child is there. Some child has no brother that is also represented in this chart here. See if there's another chart. Yes, there is another chart. So we're between B and D. And then it says, more children have 1 brother than any number of brothers. So let's look for the one with 1 most, and that's D. So the correct answer is D. Move on to the next question. A survey was done of 50 grade 6 students about their favorite subject. The diagram below represents the number or represents the information that was collected. Use it to answer item 36. Which statement best describes the information in the diagram? No more than 12 students like art. So if this is 50 and this is more than a half, sorry, it's more than a quarter of 50 and a quarter of 50 is 12.5. So that is not correct. More students chose physical education as their favorite sport than music and art combined. No, because music and art combined is 25%, and that 25% is also for physical education. At least 50 students like physical education. That is not true. At most, 10 students like music. As I said, halfway between our quarter of 50 is 12.5. So if we say it is less than 12.5, it might be 10. Let's rule out this one. At least 50 students like physical education. That's not true, because the least amount of students that liked physical education was not 50, because 50 is for the entire grade. So I think D is the best answer here. Let's move on to number 37. And we're slowly coming to the end of the paper. I hope all the students are watching this, are elated, because they're checking up. Okay, so I got 1 right number, 2 right number, 3 right number. Okay, I have 100 right. 100%, sorry. I have 100% right. 40 out of 40 questions. I hope some of my students are saying that. Let's go. 2 out of every 5 girls in a school are wearing ribbons. If there are 60, and that's ratio, if there are 60 girls in the class, how many of them are wearing ribbons? So 2 out of 5. So for every 2, so for every 5, sorry, every 5 girls, there's 2 wearing ribbons. So there are 5 into 60 is 12. Let me double check. Let me go for my whiteboard for this one. So 2 out of 5. Where's ribbon? And there are 60 students in the class. 60 students. In the class. Yes. So I'll divide 60. 60 divided by 5, which is 12. And then because 2 out of every 5, so I'm going to multiply 2 times 12 to get 24. So 24 girls are wearing ribbons. Let's go back to the paper. So the answer for number 37 is 24. Let's move on to 38. Francine is able to type 180 words per minute. How many words can she type in 15 seconds if she types at the same rate? So we're dividing. So she can type 180 words per minute. How many words can she type in 15 seconds? Let me go back to my whiteboard. One 80. I'm coming, please. Sorry about that. So I'm dividing 180 by 15. I'll get 15, we're going to 18 one time. 115 is 15. And then I'll get 3 when I subtract 8. And I'll bring down the 0, 15 into 32. So the answer is 12. Let's go back to the question paper. So the answer is 12. So in 15 seconds, she'll be able to type 12 words. Let's move on to item number 39. For item 39, there is a question followed by 2 statements. Determine if the statements provide enough information. Sorry about that. For you to answer the question. The distance around a pond is 40 meters. What is the length if it's longer side? For item 39, sorry about that, there is a question followed by 2 statements. Determine if the statement provides enough information for you to answer the question. The distance around a pond is 40 meters. What is the length of its longer sides? So statement 1 says the pond is rectangular. And the other one says, the other statement says the pond is twice as long as it is wide. So because it's rectangular and the pond is twice as long as it is wide, so if it is the distance around the pond is 40. And it's a rectangular pond, 40. So it's not 4 tens that would be make each one be equal. So we can have one to be 5 and the other to be 5. And twice as long as 5 is 10. So one will be 10 and another will be 10 if one is 5 and the other is 5. Let's see. What is the length of its longer side? You can also have 8 and 8 to be 16 and 4 and 4, 8. 16 and 8 is 24. And let's look at something higher. 6 and 6, 12. 3 and 3, 6, 12 and 6. So I'm going to divide 40 by, I don't think it's enough. So if we have 20 and, so I'm gonna look, I'm gonna go to my whiteboard and then I'm gonna try some different combinations and see if that works. Just to make sure that the statements are enough. So there's 9 plus 9, which is 18. And half of 9, 4.5, 4.5 is 9. So 18 plus 9, that's not 40. So in 27. And it's 10 and 10, 20. And then 5 and 5 are 10. And that's 30. So you have 11 and 11, 22. So I'm trying to get 40 for the pyramid and I'm trying the longer side and then it says half. So the half would have been the short size or twice as much. So 5.5 plus 5.5 is 11. We put a plus sign here so you can see that I'm adding 21 plus 11. That's 32. Still not at 40 as yet. 12 and 12, 24. Oh, this is supposed to be 22, sorry. So this is actually 33. 12 and 12, 24. Plus 6 and 6. So these are the long shorts. Shorts. Shorts, long. Long side, short side, long side, short side. So that's 24 plus 12. That's 36. I'm going to try 13 and 13. That's 26. Plus half of 13 is 6.5. 6.5 plus 6.5. I just want to do this working out just to make sure that I'm on the right page. And then I'll add 13. And that's 39. So I can say, okay. So mommy duty is real. Yes, in the midst of me doing a session, I still have to attend to my child. So I think it's safe to say that both statements are not enough. So that's C. Let's move on to the final question. Examine the multiplication table below. There are 4 shapes a circle, a star, a triangle, and a square in each table. Each shape represents a different single digit number. Use it to answer item 40. Which number does the star represent? So I'll have 1 times 1, 1. 1 times sorry, examine the multiplication table below. Trying to decipher what is taking place here. And for the record, I'm just working out the paper. Yes, and I want to do it as such because I want to feel like I'm doing the paper with the students. Yes. So I didn't go ahead and work out the questions before because as I said, I wanted to have the same feeling as the students going through the test to see if I'm not going to say somewhat able to manage, but just to see how it would be to do the test. Yes. So I'm assuming that, so we know with the multiplication table, what is here in the middle is multiplied by the two numbers here. So this is a number and this is a number. And whatever these two numbers are multiplied by each other to give you this number here. So I can say that 1 multiplied by 1 is 1. That's the only number I can think of here. And this number multiplied by this number will give you this. I don't know what the triangle is as yet. And this number multiplied by this number is the square multiplied by the circle is the square. The triangle multiplied by the triangle will give you this triangle. And this number. It is a bit confusing. Let me figure it out. All right, so based on, and this question took me a while. It's not the last question for no reason. It is simply the hardest question in the test. I can say that off bat, and I'm sure a lot of you will agree as well. All right, now that's over. So I've come to the conclusion that the circle is 1. I think I would have said that earlier, that 1 times 1 is 1. I've also come to the conclusion that this triangle is 3. So 3 times 1 gives you back 3, which is the triangle. I've come to the conclusion that this square is 6. So I'll say 6 times 1 gives you back 6. So this row is 1, 3, 6. Move on to this next row. So 1 times 3, which is a triangle, is still 3. And now 3 times 3 is 9, because both triangles are 3. And because this square is 6, 6 times 3 equals 18. I hope you're following. And I feel much confident, more confidence, so as I go through the grid. So this row here is 3, 9, 18. Let's look at the last row. So I've come to the conclusion that this star is 2. So 1 times 2 will give you back 2. Now, because this triangle represents 3, I'm going to say 3 times 2 give me 6, which is the square to be 6. And then the 12 here is arrived at by multiplying 6 times 2 to give you 12. So this row now is 2, 6, 12. So the star represents 2. And that brings us to the end of this paper. I am so elated to have completed. I feel like the students who really did the test, honestly, I feel exhausted. Whoa. I hope you were able to maneuver through the test on the 26th, similarly to how I was able to maneuver through the test today. I must say that I had some challenges, especially with this question. This was the real critical thinker, reasoning, logical reasoning, decision making. I had to be doing so much mathematical skills in this question. This question really took the cake for me. But all in all, I feel as though it was a fair paper, other than this question. I really can say. No, I can say that a lot of students must be saying that, no, number 40. I mean, where did the ministry get this one from? I can literally say that and I'm an honest person. I can be nothing but blatantly honest. I have not looked at a question like this. I really did not look at a question like this because this was just a new type of question altogether. However, I would have done the necessary thinking practice to enable the student to think and to maneuver their way to this question. But I can say it gave me a challenge. I had to think long and hard before I was able to come up with a solution. So we saw that the pattern questions came, we saw the passage coming back, we also saw the logical deduction questions, we saw the analogy type, we saw the essential parts. All in all, as I said, other than this question, I must continue to say that other than this question, the paper was a manageable paper to me. And that's what most of the students expressed after the examination. So I can say now that I saw the paper and now that I worked out the paper, that it was manageable. I think students, 39 out of 40. Yes, or I know some students are able to think it through and get the 40 out of 40, but I know that this question was more challenging for most students. Another question that was a tad bit challenging was also 39. So I realized that once we got closer towards the end, 39, 40, it was just really getting to soak in that yes, we're doing an examination. And I think these ones were fairly okay. We see the bar graphs and the pie chart. These are the data analysis questions. This was okay, problem solving. Data analysis through table. Yes, I think those two last questions were the ones that did it for me. 29 was okay. It was a bit guessing. 28 was a little bit challenging too as well. I can say that. 27 was okay. The answer was literally there. I'm just going back through the paper just to, make a conclusion on how it really was. 23 was not bad. It took a lot, I thinking, took a little bit of thinking too as well. And 20 also took a little bit of thinking. 19 was okay because you could demonstrate it using a diagram. 17, you had to look in the passage. So the question wasn't right there, but you had to think and search. Um, 13 was okay. 11 also took a little bit of thinking. Yes, the answer was just not jumping out at you. You had to read and you had to know the difference between apart, separated, and apart joined. And this part was much easier. So all in all, I can say that that's a 2021 PEP ability test paper, and that's your review on the paper. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Also, I want you to share it to as many students as possible so they can see how I worked out the 2021 PEP ability test paper. Yes, this is this year's paper, and I've already got it in my docu-list, and you can also get it too. All you need to do is reach out to me on WhatsApp, reach out to me via email. So my number is 876-492-7169. I can send you it via WhatsApp. And my email address, I'm going to go with the quick Gmail, practicepep@gmail.com. You can use my business email as well, admin@peppractice.online. I'll also be uploading to the website peppractice.online under the grade 6 tab. And yeah, just let me know what you thought about the paper and what were your concerns going into the examination or coming out of the examination, and what are your overall thoughts about how you did and whether you think you did a good job at the paper. All right, so until then, enjoy yourself. And yes, I'm giving you all a new name, Pep Stars. I hope we can work with that one. You know, everybody has their nickname on YouTube that they give their subscribers, our viewers, and my name is Pep Stars. And I think because we're focusing on Pep and because you all are stars, so we're working with Pep Stars. Again, you can also subscribe for the latest videos and to click the notification bell just to know when we're putting up new videos, or I'm putting up new videos. And I'm going to be ramping up on the video production because seeing as though the ministry has postponed the grade 5 and grade 4 examination, I have some time to do some Zoom classes with my grade 5 students and grade 4 students. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on going into the mid part and latter part of this month. Also, I'm going to do some short videos on how to do fractions, how to do decimal, the problem solving steps and strategies. So you really want to stay tuned to the channel so you can become a Pep Star. I'll see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day.